So that would be 2 days.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please stand for the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Statement of adequate notice.
In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as follows. On February 3rd and July 28th, 2015, notice was sent to the Home News Tribune, Star Ledger, local source, and the clerk of the municipality. By state law, there is no smoking permitted in this building at any time. In addition to the listed items in this agenda, this Board of Education may discuss and act upon other items not specifically referred to herein, as is allowed at the regularly scheduled monthly board meeting under the Sunshine Law.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Birch? Here. Mrs. Hudak?
Here.
Mr. Colobus?
Here.
Mrs. Ormond? Here. Mr. Struzella?
Here.
Mr. Topolesky?
Here.
Mr. Alvarez?
Here.
Mrs. Beviano? Present. Mr. Russell?
Here. Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the workshop session and regular meeting held on Monday, July 27, 2015?
I make that motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Birch?
Yes.
Mrs. Hudak?
Yes.
Mr. Colobus?
Yes.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Mr. Struzella?
Abstain.
Mr. Topolesky?
Yes.
Mr. Alvarez?
Yes.
Mrs. Beviano?
Yes.
Mr. Russell?
Yes. Are there comments from the public on agenda items only? Seeing none, moving into the superintendent's report, Dr. Robertosi.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to wish the board a good evening and a happy end of summer, because our teachers come back Wednesday, our kids come back next Tuesday, so this is it. Welcome back. Hope you had a great summer. Tonight we have a couple things on the agenda, specifically item 30 on curriculum and instruction, the bi-yearly summation report on HIB, which I do need to publicly review with the board and open it up for public comment. Basically, twice a year, I need to report to the board on the number and nature of HIV incidents in the district. So as of today's date, this report is from January through June 30th, 2015. There were 152 completed reports. That means there were at least 152 documented reports of HIV. Of those, 35 were confirmed as being HIV incidents. 62 were not confirmed, meaning they were not, and 55 were not determined. The nature of these HIVs were based on the following protected categories. 3 of them were based on race, 3 based on color, 3 based on gender, 3 based on sexual orientation, 1 on gender identity, 8 on mental, physical, or sensory disability, and 16 fell under the category of other distinguishing characteristics. That is the report for tonight. I do need to open that up to public comment.
Any comments from the public? Seeing none, I close that portion.
Thank you. Also, item number 38 on curriculum and instruction is just a motion showing that at last month's meeting, we did discuss the OFAC report on the staff member who violated the HESPA protocol. We told that story. That's just proving that I did discuss that publicly. We did open that up for public comment, and that our action plan was approved. I want to update you very briefly on summer projects, although I've asked Mr. Miranda, our supervisor of maintenance, to prepare a presentation at our September meeting. He's taken lots of pictures over the summer to show you, but if you get a chance to go by the high school before Thursday, or even Thursday if you're going to the gym, try to take a walk upstairs and take a look at the auditorium. The chairs are in. We're not completely 100% done. We will be. It looks beautiful. It looks brand new. It's stunning. It's really, when members of the public, when our faculty, staff, and kids come in to see it, I think they're going to be really amazed with the transformation. I think it looks great. Have you driven by School 5? Make it a point to drive by School 5 and see the new rubber playground. It will be the new standard for playgrounds in our district. It is absolutely gorgeous. Much bigger than I anticipated, and it's something School 5 sorely needed. And it's something that we should be looking forward to doing at all of our elementary schools that have those concrete playgrounds, for lack of a better term. The asbestos removal is complete at McManus. There's 2 floors on the first floor. We are running a little bit behind on the air conditioning at Seoul and McManus in the auditorium. However, we expect it to be complete by the end of September. I'm not that concerned about it because they never had air conditioning there anyway. So as long as it's ready for the spring, especially when we have our promotion ceremonies, our graduation ceremonies next year, we definitely want that AC up and running. Discuss briefly with the board in our working session about our district launch, but I want to let the public know that for the first time in our district's history, this Thursday, September 3rd, all of our district staff and personnel will be partaking in a district professional development day and day of collaboration. It's called the District Launch. The theme of this year's launch is Rise to the Challenge. And it will start off in the morning with an inspirational message from yours truly. Hopefully it'll be inspirational. And then we have a motivational speaker, somebody who's coming to speak to our entire staff to help share my vision of what this district will be like and where we're going. And then afterwards, we're going down to Tiger Stadium for lunch and some other fun collaborative activities. And it'll be the first time in the history of our district that all of our staff are in the same place at the same time, hearing the same message. And we hope that this is a tradition that will continue for many, many years to come. And that completes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Dr. Burkett. Next, we'll go on to our attorney committee's report. We have one item for discussion and vote.
This evening, we have the motion to rescind the contract of Superintendent Dr. Robertosi, to rescind his current employment contract and approve a new contract for a 5-year term that's effective July 1st, 2015 through June 30th, 2020. This contract has already been approved by Monica Tone, I believe now no longer the Executive County Superintendent, but was when this was approved. There was a public hearing was held last month at last month's meeting. This has been duly advertised in newspapers for 30 days before both meetings and for the public hearing. Do you want to go through the conflicts?
Just to remind board members, that they have a conflict, they can't vote.
Yeah, if you do have just to remind board members that if you have a conflict on this contract, any board member who has a relative working in the district has a conflict on this contract, you have to abstain from voting on this matter. And I do have them in front of me if anyone would like to call which one they are, or if you know which ones they are.
All right, can we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
And can I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Birch?
Yes.
Mrs. Hudak?
Abstain.
You know what yes means, right?
Mr. Colvin?
Just stuck with me for 5 more years.
Mrs. Ormond?
Abstain.
Mr. Struzella?
Yes.
Mr. Topolowski?
Yes.
Mr. Alvarez?
Yes.
Mrs. Beviano?
Yes.
Mr. Russell?
Sorry, but I have to abstain. Thank you. Congratulations, Dr. Burkett.
Thank you to the board for your continued support. I look forward to being here for at least the next 5 years, but hopefully for the next 25.
All right, moving forward, curriculum instruction, Mrs. Viviano.
The Curriculum and Instruction Committee, upon recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools and the Assistant Superintendent, present the following 40 motions to the Linden Board of Education for approval. Items 1 through 10 deal with approval of specialized programs for placement of classified students, determination of out-of-district placements, the approval of home instruction services, the assignment of one-to-one paraprofessionals, the approval of payment for related services as per child study team evaluations, adjustments in tuition, transportation of students, the approval of level 4 services from the Commission of the Blind and Visually Impaired, and approval of the final IDEA report for 2015. Item 11 amends board action on past CNI reports. 12 accepts curriculum revisions. Items 13, 14, and 15 grant permission for use of facilities and school activities. Item 16 approves district field trips. 17 approves training for district staff. 18 18 approves professional development activities. Item 19 approves Title lunchtime tutoring at School 2. 20 and 21 approve teachers of district mentors and a mentor workshop. Item 22 approves student handbooks. 23 approves the 2015-2016 state mandated testing dates. Item 24 grants permission for Linden High School student groups to participate in City Hall tree lighting ceremony on December 4, 2015. Item 25 and 26 grant permission for district staff and student groups to participate in the district launch activities on September 3, 2015. Item 27 grants permission for the Assistant Superintendent to be a member of the Achieve New Jersey Advisory Committee for Principal and Teacher Evaluation. 28 and 29 grant approval for district staff to complete a school-based internship and field-based work during the 2015-16 school year. 30 and 33 approve the bi-yearly summation report on HIV and the school self-assessment for determining grades under the Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights Act for all Linden public schools. 31 grants permission for Gail Fazio to submit an application for the NJDOE to serve on the Standard Review Committee. 32 approves the 2015-16 school nursing plan. 34 grants permission for the Linden High School ROTC to participate in community events and activities for all schools throughout the 2015-16 school year. Item 35 grants permission for the FAB Coalition to pilot an anti-bullying program in the 21st Century Community Learning Program. Item 36 approves the adoption of Option 2 program for physical education for Linden High School students. 37 grants approval to submit the Perkins Secondary Non-Competitive FY16 grant to the NJDOE. 38 and 39 approve the motion to certify that the Office of Fiscal Accountability and Compliance findings were discussed in public and that a corrective action plan to address the issues was adopted. Item 40 approves the superintendent's determination and action taken for all reported incidents of harassment, intimidation, and bullying discussed at the July 27, 2015 regular board meeting. Mr. President, I move curriculum and instruction items 1 through 40 and respectfully seek a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke?
Yes.
Mrs. Hudak?
Yes.
Mr. Palabis?
Yes, however, I'll abstain, Christopher Palvis, on item 17.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Mr. Struzella?
Yes.
Mr. Topolowski?
Yes.
Mr. Alvarez?
Yes.
Mrs. Viviano?
Yes.
Mr. Russell?
Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Viviano. Management Operations, Mrs. Hudak.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Management Operations Committee, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, presents the following 35 motions to the Linden Board of Education for approval. Number 1 is the passing of a retired employee. Dr. Okotosi?
Thank you, Mrs. Hudak. Excuse me, I lost my notes. Thank you. Mrs. Celia Broad was a nurse in the Linden School District. She began her career in 1952 and retired in 1981. Anybody know her? I've only heard of the legend. She was, obviously around for a very long time. I think it's always nice that this board publicly expresses sympathy to the families of those people who are lost, even if they retired from our district in 1981. So I'd like to offer my condolences to her family on behalf of the Linden Board of Education. Thank her for her service to our children in this district.
Thank you, Dr. Okotosi. Number 2 is to amend board action on past management operation reports. Number 3 is to amend the following child care workers for the 2015-16 school year paid from the enterprise fund as listed. Number 4 is the resignation of staff. Numbers 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 27, 28, 29, 31, 32, 33, and 34 are all appointments. Number 6 is the transfer of staff effective September the 1st, 2015. Number 7 is leave of absences. Number 12 is to grant permission for the employee listed to travel to school 2 from Seoul 2 days a week for 1 hour each day to teach art at the contractual rate. Number 20 is the to approve the following as substitute part-time daycare workers at a rate of $17 per hour paid for from the enterprise fund as listed. Number 22 and 23 is the authorization or collection of sick days for the employees listed from the staff members for the 2015-2016 school year. Number 24 is, I did that. 24 is the same as well. Number 25 is to approve, number 24 is the collection and donation of sick days for the employee that's listed. Number 25 is to approve the superintendent's merit goals for the 2015-16 school year. Copies are in the hands of the board members. Number 26 is to reimburse staff listed for tuition costs in accordance with the agreements between the Board of Education and the Linden School Administrator and Supervisor Association. Number 26. Number 30 is a change of degree, and number 35 are the substitutes assigned to the same position that was received 1/200 of the BA step on the LEA guide, salary guide commencing with the 11th day in that position. Mr. President, I move items 1 through 35 in respect to the second.
Second. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Birch?
Yes.
Mrs. Huda?
Yes.
Mr. Powell?
Yes.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Mr. Struzella?
Yes.
Mr. Topoulis?
Yes.
Mr. Alvarez?
Yes.
Mrs. Fabiana?
Yes.
Mr. Russell?
Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Hudak. Support operations, Mr. Topolesky.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Support Operations Committee, upon recommendation of Superintendent of Schools and this Administrative Board Secretary, presents the following 21 finance motions and 19 facilities motions to the Board of Education for approval. Items 1 through 6 are regular board business dealing with the acceptance of the Business Administrator Board Secretary certifications as of July 31st, 2015. Board Secretary's reports for the month of June and July 2015, financial reports, authorization for payments of salaries and supplemental payroll for August 2015, and draw warrants in the amount specified in favor of the person's name, and a list of transfers and adjustments for the months of June and July 2015. Item 7 is to accept the Treasury report for the month of June and July 2015. Item 8 is to amend board actions on past support operation reports to finance from May 28th, June 22nd, and July 27th. Items 9 through 14 is to accept funds in the amount of $32,638 from the Union County College Cranford, New Jersey for Adult Basic Skills Grant, $17,708 from NJSIG Eric North 2015 Safety Grant Award, entitlement funds for the Sinai Christian Academy from the New Jersey Department of Education for non-public aid for 2015-16, funds for the Danny A. Robertozzi DD Superintendent Scholarship Fund, $20 from the State of New Jersey Probation Administration representing student restitution, and funds from the Merck Gives Back Employee Giving Program for the benefit of Linden High School. Items 15 through 17 approve the payment in the amount of $28,450 to Sal Electric Company, Jersey City, for the installation of a new sound system at Linden High School based on a T&M contract. $4,200 to Appraisal Associates in Branford for the appraisal of St. Elizabeth Hungry School, Linden. Approve a Linden Board of Education sponsored after-care program for students attending schools 4, 5, and 8 to be managed through the Enterprise Fund. Approve the enrollment of the following student for the 2015-16 school year eligible on a tuition basis in the amount of $2,698.80 under policy 5118. Approve a contract with Encore Science, Kinnelon, New Jersey for the dedication plaque for School 8 in the amount of $2,371. Payment shall be made from the balance owed to H&S Construction, Elizabeth, New Jersey. Item 20 is to approve a proposal with DeCaro Rubino Architects, Wayne, New Jersey, for an updated demographic report for Linden Public Schools in the not to exceed the amount of $21,700 based on a proposal received on my birthday, August 19, 2015. Item 21 is to declare the following as surplus equipment, obsolete and/or unusable, to be disposed of in accordance with District Policy 3260. Under facilities, items 1 through 16 are the use of facilities at no charge, as requested by Elena Horry, principal of high school, Aaron Zaire, principal of Atlantis, Joe Picaro, principal of Seoul Middle School, Donna Preston, principal of School 1, Larry Plummer, principal of School 2, Tia Perkins, principal of School 8, T. Grisette, president of School 6 PTA, Jay Smith, Jennifer Smith, the principal of School 8, D. Hernandez, president of School 9 PTA, Mrs. Conlin, principal of School 10, Jay Wade, program director, Prestige Prep Academy, Gary Luciano, recreation supervisor, City of Linden, Department of Property and Community Services, S. Weisbrock, facilitator, League of Women Voters, W. Adams, Muncie District Executive, Boy Scouts of America, D. Hernandez, and A. Steiner, troop leaders of Girl Scout Troop 40379, and M. Phelps, Community Relations Coordinator with Phillips Bayway 66. Item 17 is approved submission of the Executive County Superintendent application for dual use at School 2 for the 2015-16 school year. Item 18, effective September 1st, 2015, and terminating June 30th, 2016, and the McManus Middle School classroom will be made available to Daycare Center Sunny Kids, LLC, as required by the City of New Jersey, to utilize another location for emergency evacuation of children in case of fire, flood, etc. And finally, item 19 is use of facilities at a service charge for games only, as requested by Steve O'Ricky, a board trustee of the Linden Panthers, AYFA. Mr. President, if there are no questions, there's an add-on. I'm sorry. Item 20 is facility no charge by A. Adeline School Board. Yes.
I have a motion, is there a second? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Birch?
Yes.
Mrs. Hudak?
Yes.
Mr. Colvin?
Yes.
Mrs. Ormond? Yes. Mr. Struzella?
Yes.
Mr. Topolesky?
Yes.
Mr. Alvarez?
Yes.
Mrs. Bevian?
Yes.
Mr. Russell?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Topolesky. Planning and Policy, Mrs. Ormond?
Thank you, Mr. President. The Planning and Policy Committee, upon recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, presents the following motion to be incorporated into local district rules. We have for second reading, policy number 6147.1, this is the evaluation of individual student performance. It's been revised to include time limits for parents who refuse testing. I did policy number 1 for, item number 1 for second reading, and I will ask you for a second. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Birch?
Yes.
Mrs. Hudak?
Yes.
Mr. Colvin?
Yes.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Mr. Struzella?
Yes.
Mr. Topolesky?
Yes.
Mr. Alvarez?
Yes.
Mrs. Bevian?
Yes.
Mr. Russell?
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Ormond. Seeing that there is no reports of our special committee or delegates, I move on to any unfinished business. Any board member comments or new business? Mrs. Ormond?
Just real quickly, I just would like to say, now that the summer is officially over,
No,
more
it's
or
not.
less,
September 21st.
well, for our kids, just to remind all of our residents in the city of Linden to please drive carefully. We do have crossing guards at most of our prime locations for our children, but there are a lot of other places where our children cross. So we're just reminding everyone to please drive carefully and watch out for our little guys.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd just like to compliment Dr. Okotosi on his new contract. Well-deserved, well-earned, and we're looking forward to working with you for 25 years.
Anyone else?
Maybe not me. I'm sure, but some people.
Come on, Jack, you're an 85.
Anyone else? Same first, I just like to congratulate Dr. Robertosi. I know it's been a few months that we've been trying to get this squared away, and I'm glad it finally got done. So maybe you can grow your hair back now. Appreciate it. To the new staff in the audience, I want to congratulate you and welcome you all into the school district, and we'll see you all Thursday. Congratulations. To our friends and family and parents of the district, I'd like to welcome you all back to another school year, and hope you're all prepared and ready for another great academic year. Is there anyone else? Seeing none. Comments from the public? Seeing none, I will close that portion. May I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.